It is. So together, we're going to give you guys a lot of value in both areas. So just a quick preview of tonight. We'll do a brief introduction. We'll talk about why real estate is the most powerful tool out there to build wealth. We'll discuss the 5 levels of freedom and how you can create your dream life vision. Then we'll talk about how buying properties with other people's mortgages is the way to go, especially in today's high interest rate economy.
And people sometimes ask us, well, yeah, but is that actually possible? Does anyone ever do it? In theory, I see how it works. Does it actually happen? Yes, it happens all the time, especially right now. We're going to teach you how to do that. So here we are, Nate and Becky, obviously. Like I mentioned, I specialize in commercial real estate and Nate specializes in residential real estate. And we are excited to walk you through the different ways you can get involved in real estate investing and why real estate investing is such a powerful way to set up your dream financial future in a way that makes the most sense for you and for your family in your specific financial situation. This is Nate. I'm going to introduce him. He is my husband. He helps clients get set up for massive success, and he has actually helped dozens of people to quit their jobs and do real estate full time, become millionaires in real estate investing. He's flipped over 100 homes, and he owns over 788 rental doors and counting by the day, which is awesome, super exciting. Nate has a PhD in psychology. Together, we have 8 children.
Yep.
And
I've partnered on 7 large commercial deals, helped people in 49 states.
wait, what's that 150th that we haven't got yet? We need to
Yeah.
find someone in that one
Maine.
remaining state. Maine. We got to find someone in Maine. And he also loves to travel. This man has visited over 85 countries and counting by the day. It's awesome. And real estate is cool because it gives us the chance to do that. We make money whether we're in the United States or in Mongolia or Morocco, anywhere we want to be. Our tenants pay rent. That money just comes in consistently. And what I love so much about real estate is even if something happened to both Nate and I, if we passed away, that money still comes in. It's still going to be there to take care of our kids. It's still going to be there for our grandchildren. And it's generational wealth. It's not money that I have to sit in a desk to earn this week to be able to spend it for next week's living expenses.
Exactly. Real estate's so powerful that way. Let me introduce Becky. She is amazing. She's got 21 years of real estate investing experience, 15 years of experience in commercial real estate as a loan investor. I'm sorry, as a loan officer
And as
an investor in single family. She's got a great single family portfolio as well. She specialized as a lender. She specialized in commercial projects ranging from 1 million to 37 million. She's underwritten and funded hundreds of real estate projects, including multifamily, office, warehouse, retail, mixed use, and self-storage. And the mother of 8 kids, she does a great job.
Thanks, Milo.
Her degree in econometrics has really helped her a lot to understand the numbers
I
on
like
all
numbers.
these deals.
The numbers don't lie. That's why I love numbers. It's not just about emotions, it's about the numbers and how they work and where they work. And the cool thing about lending, like Nate mentioned, was as a commercial lender, I underwrote well over $1 billion worth of loans. Not all of them were approved, but a lot of them were. And you learn a lot about every different industry. You learn a lot about how to analyze the deals, what you should be looking at. Because realistically, the bank takes on way more risk than the investor does. The bank's funding 75 to 80% of the project. The investor's only putting in 20 to 25%. So if it goes south, the bank has more to lose. And if the project does really well, the bank has none of the upside. The investor gets all that upside. They just make that skinny margin on the interest rate. And so because bank margins are so thin, the underwriting is extremely rigorous to be able to underwrite loans and to get them approved on the commercial side, especially depending on what institution you're in. That's what got me my start in commercial real estate. Since then, I am investing in commercial real estate and loving it. And the things I learned at the bank are really helping us.
That's for sure. And she did all this as a single mom, built a net worth of over 2 million, before we got married.
What I like about that is helping people to see that no matter where you're at, real estate works. Sometimes people think, well, I can't do it because I'm a single mom or I'm a single dad. No, I did this because I was a single mom and I didn't want to have to be in a desk forever to earn income to support my family.
That's right. So, guys, this is an exciting little thing we're gonna do is somebody is gonna win. Somebody in this room right now is gonna win. Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened there. Win an all-inclusive trip to Mexico or the Caribbean. It's up to
Your
you.
choice, which
Your
one you want.
choice. So this is 5 days and 4 nights. It's an all-inclusive up to 3,000 retail. Who loves to travel, right? Caribbean or right? The Mexico. Who wants to go to Mexico or the Caribbean? Type Mexico or the Caribbean in the chat. We're gonna keep an eye on who's really engaged, who's really plugged in, and give that lucky person a chance to jump in. Yeah, I see. Ooh, I see a lot of people saying Caribbean, Jala.
Just out of
Okay.
curiosity, would you prefer the Caribbean or Mexico?
Oh, I think I've been to Mexico so many times. I'd say Caribbean too. Count me in, says Paul.
That's
Love
awesome.
it, love it, love it.
Okay, so here's a question I have for you guys. I actually just quit my W-2 job a few years ago when I married Nate. I had stayed in it for years, way longer than I should have, but I loved the people I worked with and I loved what I was doing. I got to keep my finger in the pulse of the market by going through the financials of all of your top real estate investors. And there's some amazing things you learn at the feet of your most successful investors in whatever market you are in. But when I left that 9 to 5 job, it was so empowering. I had so much more time with my kids and so much more time to really do what I've always loved to do. So I want you to think for a second and put it in the chat. What is the worst thing you find about having your 9 to 5 or your full-time job? What's the one thing that if you quit your job today that you would be most excited about leaving behind?
Yeah, I mean, let's hear it. Waking up early, Vivian
Oh,
says.
so true.
Someone else working on someone else's business. You can be laid off, no security.
That's
Paul
real.
would like to get better sleep, lack of flexibility, no freedom. Eric seconds the lack of sleep, deadlines, and traffic. Yeah, this is all the stuff, right? It's just no fun
So
overtime
real.
hours.
I can tell you as a single mom, I wasn't single for part of it, but with my last child, I had to be back in the office within 2 weeks of giving birth because there's just not enough sick time and vacation time to be off. And that I don't miss that one bit. Not being able to take care of myself. And I can tell you during the time I was a single mom, the biggest challenge I had was when I got sick, I could never take a sick day because every single one of those sick days had to be allocated to when my kids actually were sick and couldn't go to school or when they had to have a surgery. And you only have, I don't know about you guys, I had like 7 sick days per year. When you've got kids, you can burn through those really fast. So I don't miss that at all.
Yeah, soul sucking, says Vivian. Very good. So true. So here's how we can help you get out of this rat race, guys. Together, we've got 35 years of combined real estate experience, over 780 rentals, over 100 flips. We're coaching people in all states but Maine, apparently. And combined together, we have 40 years of teaching and coaching experience.
In real estate, yeah.
Beckie has coached a lot of her clients on how to do their commercial deals.
Mm-hmm.
So we have over 500 clients that we've
They're
helped,
all over the US, guys.
dozens of whom who have gotten out of the rat race. So we facilitated hundreds of small group coaching sessions to discuss client deal analysis and raising of capital.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that one later on, but those small group coaching sessions, we call that the deal room. And that is probably one of my favorite things that we offer to our clients is the chance to jump in and really get your deals analyzed as a group in real time. If you guys are already part of our team and you love the deal room, can you just put in the chat deal room with an exclamation point? Because I want to see how many of you guys are in here. And I want the rest of you to see how many people are using the deal room and loving it because it can be very, very helpful. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I love it.
So we're gonna talk a little bit about why real estate is such a powerful wealth building tool. The first reason is it's the beaten path. Guys, so many people have done it. It's the oldest profession in the world, really. We've had housing since the beginning of time, right? Men and women needed shelter. So success leaves clues and it's not super complicated. There's a lot to learn, I'm not gonna lie, but once you figure it out, I mean, there are so many people to mentor and help you because you're not starting something brand new.
And it's math. It's basic math. That's why I love it. One of the things I learned while I was in commercial lending is how absolutely real this is. That of all the wealthiest 1% of Americans, 74% of them are either business owners or real estate investors. All the rest of the professions combined only equal 26%, with 1% of that being the lottery. So that hardly really counts because you can't really do anything to win the lottery other than cross your fingers and hope. What I can tell you in my experience in commercial lending is the vast majority of those people start with a business that they own of some sort. Then they buy a building for their business and then quickly discover they can make way more money renting out that building than they can in the business that they're working on all the time. And they often jump into real estate investing. We call that an accidental real estate investor. There are tons of them. Most of your largest commercial real estate firms started at one point because someone bought a building to house their business and then just took off with it from there because they discovered it's super powerful and it's generational wealth. So follow what 74% of the wealthiest Americans are doing to achieve that success that you are looking for.
So I love this quote by Andrew Carnegie. He says, 90% of all millionaires become so through real estate, through owning real estate. More money has been made in real estate than in all industrial investments combined. That was a lot to say from someone who made a lot in industrial investments.
Yes, he did.
The wise young man or wage earner of today invests his money in real estate.
Andrew Carnegie is a perfect example of what I was just discussing. Most of these people start making money in a business of some sort, steel, railroad, whatever it was, and move into real estate because they see the generational wealth benefit of it. So why real estate? One of the cool things about real estate is you can actually make money by using other people's money to build wealth, other people's money and other people's time. It's a powerful way to leverage your knowledge with maybe some of your own money or maybe just other people's money. But if you learn how to do the numbers correctly, both of you win. There are a lot of people out there, and even some on this group, on this call with us right now, who have money to invest, but may not have the time to really go pound the pavement and find the deals. They would much rather put the money in your deal when you find the deal, and then you split the profits on however you iron that out to be. And then there's people who have the time to find deals, but maybe don't have enough money to actually finance the deal and get it moving forward. That's the power of networking with people who have the skill sets that you don't. Someone else brings in the money, I find the deal, and we both make money.
Yep. So my favorite thing is using other people's time. Real estate, there's so many people, professionals that want to help you because when you make money, they make money. So for example, you have title officers. They'll write a lot of your contracts for you, guide you through the transaction because again, they get paid when you get paid. So you can use leverage. For example, you don't want to be the one swinging the hammer when you flip a property. You want other people to be working on those projects yourself so that you can spend your time finding the next deal.
Highest and best use of your time. Leverage your knowledge and experience in order to find your next deal, and leverage your contractors to swing the hammers because they'll do it so much faster than you're able to anyway.
That's right.
And if it's anything like me, they'll do a much better job than I'm able to do anyway as well. I love real estate because inflation works in your favor. And over time, there's divots when real estate values go down, but in the long run, real estate values always go up because people need housing. So if you hold on to a real estate investment long enough, the value goes up over time. Sometimes that's 5-year trajectory, sometimes it's 10-year. But when you own houses, when you buy a house, not only does the value go up, but over time the rents go up, but your mortgage doesn't. So that's the power of this one. For example, in this house, you buy the house, the loan amount's $300,000. The house is worth $300,000. Your monthly rent, you get rent from the property at $2,000 a month, and your mortgage payment's $1,500. So you start out with a $500 a month cash flow, which is pretty good, and we're all excited about that. And that's why we get into real estate. But what happens over time, your mortgage doesn't go up, and if it does, it's just very minimal. It's taxes and insurance. However, the rents on the property go up, and it improves your cash flow drastically. So for example, on this one, the value of the house has gone up by $150,000, which is very, very normal. I have lots of properties where I've more than doubled the value of the property in 5 or 6 years. But the value of the house goes up. So if I sold it, I'm going to make that cash. In addition to that, the value of the rents go up, the market rents go up. So now I'm getting $3,000 a month on the house instead of the $2,000 a month. Remember, my monthly payment is still now only $1,500 a month. So now instead of $500 a month in cash flow, I'm making $1,500. And every 5 or 10 years, depending on which market you're in, the rents usually go up over a 10-year period. They usually go up another 25 to 50%. In some markets, they've gone up 150% in the last 5 years, depending on where you are at. And so if you pick the right market, it'll go up even faster. But as long as you pick a place where there's a need, there's jobs and there's a good economy, those values go up without you having to do anything additional.
That's right. So, and then again, real estate gives you freedom. That is, I think, the number one reason we talked about travel. A lot of you guys want to do more traveling. It gives you, or you might want to give more to your favorite charity or your favorite cause, right? You might want to spend more time with your kids.
That one was me especially.
Yeah.
I got sick of missing out on school programs because I didn't have enough sick days to attend. I got sick of missing out on so many things that were going on.
And this is how we define financial freedom. It's the freedom to do what you want, when you want, where you want, with whom you want, and for how long you want. That is true wealth, guys.
It's not just about money. Your time is extremely valuable, but if you can have both, why not? Right?
Yes, true freedom, says Suzanne. I love it.
So we're going to start with the 5 levels of freedom. Level 0 is where most people start. We call this the shackled beginnings. The shackled beginnings is you're stuck in a W-2 job every single day or 5 days a week. You're hating life because you're trapped there, and you're working long hours in order to make somebody else rich so that you can take home a paycheck to buy the bare necessities of what you need. You don't have the time freedom to do what you want and the things that matter most to you. Sometimes this is living paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes it's not paycheck to paycheck, but you're trapped, exchanging your time for dollars rather than being able to do what you want to do with your life. That's level 0. Most people start on level 0. So if you're in that, don't worry, we're going to teach you how to move past level 0.
So I'll tell a little bit about my story in my attempts to get educated. So first I did a buy and hold rental finder company. They helped me get a rental using my home equity line of credit. I like to say a home equity of credit is great because I say it's getting your house pregnant and then you can have some baby houses. Use that money in the HELOC to create more houses, right?
To build your portfolio, but build it wisely.
So my second attempt, I joined a guru company that, they are a lot like the circus. They come into town, give you a good show, and then they leave town and you don't have any support or help. It's hard to really continue to make progress. So that's what happened to me, and it left me with not that many options. Then I decided to get my realtor license. So I got my realtor license. This was the house I was living at the time in Provo, Utah. We decided to finish the basement. It was unfinished, and then to sell the property with my realtor's license. Then, some bad things happened. My car broke down on my way to a real estate event. I wasn't able, and I had to go and beg my brother, hey, can I borrow your car for a couple months until my house sells?
Which is
really
humiliating.
humiliating.
But he had used all of his credit cards and all the money he had to fix up that house. And he was waiting for that house to sell before he would have money to pay for a new car. And so he was stuck in this really painful situation, hoping the house sells quickly.
Exactly. So that's kind of where I was, and I'll tell you what happens later. But first of all, let's talk about the freedom level 1, freedom's first deal.
This is the point where you get your first glimpse of freedom, where you sell that first house, you flip that first house, you get your first rental, and the money starts coming in. When you flip a house, oftentimes you'll get a large chunk of money right up front when the property sells, and that's really empowering. Sometimes it's 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, depending on what market you're in the house. But when that money hits your bank account, it is so powerful to realize, you know what, I actually can do this. I can do this. Sometimes it's getting your first rental property, and it may only be 500 bucks a month or $1,000 a month in cash flow, but knowing that that's going to come in every month into perpetuity, realizing I can do this. I just did it. I've already proved that I can do it.
Exactly. And to carry on with my story, after all those challenges, failing again and again and again, finally, I used seller finance, we're going to talk about tonight, and got $109,000 paycheck.
Good work, my love.
That was a powerful, powerful day. And so after that, I'm like, okay, I'm a real estate investor for life.
Never going back.
Never going back. I was able to pay off all my student loan debt, and we in fact decided to move to Fiji for 7 months. And this is the
Why?
house we live
Because
in.
you can. That's why.
Exactly. We were on House Hunters International, on HGTV, and so that was a very exciting time.
Freedom level 2, this is when you get to become your own boss. This is where you get to quit your W-2 job or your 9-to-5 job, whatever you want to call it, and do what you want to do. Be a real estate investor full time. Now, freedom level 2 might be that you quit your job and do real estate full time, or it might be that your spouse does, if you have a spouse. It really depends on what makes the most sense. Every family situation is different, but the goal is to get at least one of you into real estate investing full time. A, because there's some really amazing tax benefits for that. But B, so that because you now have enough income coming in from real estate to replace one or both of your jobs, and to, for either you or for your spouse or for both of you. And that gives you the time freedom to pursue real estate full time. It's really hard to do real estate when it's part time in the evenings after your job. It's doable, and that's where most people start, and we support starting there. But our goal is to get you to the point where you can quit your job and just do it full time.
Yep, and Josh is saying tax benefits are huge in this.
Yeah, real estate professionals. It's REP. That stands for real estate professional, or another term on the taxes, they call it an active investor versus a passive investor. So huge. Did you know? Can I share this little nugget?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know if you or your spouse becomes a real estate professional and they meet the qualifications, which by the way is 750 hours a year of real estate investing, education and learning and putting in offers and managing existing projects you already have or properties, all of that combined counts as hours. If one of you hits that you can use that person's real estate professional status to write off all of the other spouse's W-2 income and not have to pay taxes on it. That's not near enough for you to actually be able to do it successful. We don't have time to go into it in depth. I will teach you that more on the deal room, but it is so powerful. I can tell you, being married to Nate, together we make about 4 to 5 times the amount of money I was making when I worked at the bank. And we pay about a fourth in taxes what I was paying as a single mom raising 3 kids alone. It's painful. One thing I will tell you guys, our tax laws were absolutely written by real estate investors. They are so real estate investor friendly. We'll teach you how to leverage that to your benefit.
So going back to my story, I mean, I started flipping houses. I was able to, and buying rentals left and right. On this house, we made 31,000 in profit.
Woohoo!
Almost 100,000 on this one. 32,000 on this property. And so that helped me get to this next phase of freedom, which is level 3 freedom, bill burden relief.
Bill burden relief is the point where you have enough passive income. Let me define passive income. Passive income is income coming in from passive investments. So that can be apartment buildings or single family homes where you have renters in the property that pay every month. That's passive income. If you're flipping houses, that's awesome. But the second you stop flipping houses, the income stops. Our goal is to help you use flipping houses and or your W-2 job to invest in passive income. Passive meaning, like we mentioned, the money comes in every month whether you're here or not. When you have enough income through your passive investments to be able to cover all of your core living expenses, this is freedom level 3. That's your bill burden relief. What that means is I know that even if I lose my job tomorrow, which I don't have one, but if you lose your job tomorrow, you've got enough income coming in from your rental portfolio to cover all of your core living expenses. You might be a little tight on other, expenses, going out to eat, having fun, but you can cover your core living expenses. You don't have to stress about losing your job. That is a powerful, powerful place to be. I hit that years ago at the bank, and just knowing every single day that if I lost my job, or if I just decided today I am done, I don't want to deal with it, I'm walking out, I'm never coming back, it's okay, because I had enough income from my rental portfolio to cover all of our bills and not have to even bat an eye if I wanted to quit. And it was powerful. I can tell you, the day I hit that, people changed in the bank where I was working. They treated me differently because they knew if you piss me off, I'm going to be done. It was so magical. It was so magical. They were so good to me after that. Like, ooh, be careful. Don't be mean to her. She won't stay around.
Yes, it's the passive income through rentals that really sets you free. For me, I started getting a bunch of rentals. This one cash flow 550 a month. This one's 580 a month.
This
And
is one of mine.
yeah, tell about that one, Beck.
This house cash flows $1,750 a month. It's one that I bought and turned into a duplex. I still own that sucker. It's awesome. It's been one of, well, not the best investment, but one of the good investments I've had. $1,750 a month, every single month into perpetuity. That covers a good chunk of living expenses, and that's just one house. Think about if you have 10 of these.
Yeah,
That's the power of passive investing.
exactly. And that helps you get to freedom level 4, which is leisure lifestyle. This isn't just your basic core expenses, guys. Now, at this level, your passive income through your rental portfolio can cover all your bills and create a really comfortable lifestyle.
This is a fourplex I bought. I joked that this is the reason why Nate Lambert married me. I bought this about 10 months before we started dating seriously. It's a fourplex that I picked up for $1.2 million and turned around, fixed it up, put about $300,000 worth of remodel work into it. Biggest remodel I'd ever done in one move. Built $1.1 million worth of equity. I could have turned around and sold it and literally made $1.1 million. I, however, chose not to because I didn't want to pay capital gains taxes on it. And because I was living in this very end unit behind my head, further back, when Nate met me. I'd moved my 3 kids into a 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit in this project because by living in one unit, I picked it up at a 2.75% fixed interest rate for 30 years. Lived in it for a year and 1 day. It now cash flows $5,100 per month. And the rents are continuing to go up. That's just one house. Do you know how I got that owner-occupied financing? Because knowing how loans work. 4 units and below is considered a single family home. You can get a conventional mortgage on 4 units. Live in 1 unit, rent the other 3. Live in that unit for a year and 1 day, by the way, and then rent all 4 of them. And Nate and I got to write all the tax benefits off on our taxes, so he really liked that benefit.
Yeah, I love that bonus depreciation.
I still own that property. I love it.
Yeah, it's been a great property. So this is a 26-unit apartment complex that I purchased in Pocatello, Idaho. And this apartment complex cash flows about $4,000 a month. So that's been awesome.
So are you guys starting to see how the freedom, the 5 levels of freedom work? When you get enough of this passive income, you know your bills are covered no matter what because the money is coming in every month. And if a tenant moves out of one house, it's okay because I've got, we've got 20 something more of the single family homes, plus we've got some apartment buildings. But it builds generational wealth and it really gives you that freedom to do what you want to do with your time. Nate and I can travel the world because our tenants pay rent anyway. It just comes in like clockwork. It's awesome.
Exactly. Love it. And then the ultimate goal is to get to freedom level 5, which is the dream life freedom. And we define this as having enough passive income through your rental portfolio to cover the cost of living your dream life. What does that dream life look like? We're going to talk about that here in a minute because we want to help you create a compelling vision.
We're big fans of vision boards. You got to know what you're working for and why you're working toward it in order to achieve it.
And so the following deals are going to, I think, pretty much get us to this level, dream level.
Yeah, we are super close to being
cash flow
level 5 all the way.
Comes in from these. So we, first of all, we did 3 development projects in North Carolina, and that created 12 luxury beach homes and 12 lots that we're gonna sell. And the beach homes we're gonna rent out for short-term rental, of course. And right now, these properties have about almost $12 million in equity.
And that's an old picture. They actually all have really nice yards now. We should put the nicer picture in. But yeah, these are all of those properties. Every single house has a private swimming pool. 2 of them have elevators. All of them are at least 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. Some of them are 8 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms. And as you notice from the picture, they're right by the beach. So it's a really great short-term rental where you can rent for the whole family reunion and everyone fits in one house. And if they don't all fit in one house, you can rent 5 or 6 houses. So this has been a really great project. Some of the people on here are investors in that project with us. And it's been powerful to be there together, to be investing in these projects together. Here's one we just closed on very recently. This is a 292 unit apartment building in San Marcos, Texas, which is awesome. We're renovating it.
I was just there yesterday.
True. He got back last night after midnight.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I was just there a few months ago when we toured the property before we pitched it to our investors who invested in the deal with us. A lot of people invested with us. This project, the plan is 36 to 60 months, somewhere between 3 years and 5 years. Fix up the property, increase the rents, and then turn around and sell it. And we'll teach you how to value commercial properties. But a big part of it is how much money it's bringing in and what are the expenses. On this project, we picked it up for a really, really great price. It's below market rents. Very conservatively, within about 5 years, we should be able to sell it and make a profit of about $12.5 million to split with our investors on this project. This is one I am so excited about.
And another one that I got to tour yesterday is our project in San Antonio, Texas. We got an $11 million discount on this property. This is an incredible time to invest in commercial real estate. There's so many really amazing deals.
Yes, you heard that right. 11 million. We bought it for $11 million less than it sold for. Was this one in 2021?
Yep.
$11 million discount. I don't know about you, but there's a lot of places I could spend $11 million. So we're super excited about this one.
Yes.
This one has 3 swimming pools and 452 units. And it's really close to SeaWorld San Antonio, by the way.
So we're going to do a little bit of visioning, and then we're going to jump into our topic tonight, which is subject to how to buy houses with other people's mortgages. But we want to really give you the vision of what is possible. What does dream life look like for you? So for me and Becky, one of our biggest parts of our dream life is traveling the world as a family. In fact, here's a look at a recent year and what we did in 1 year. We added up, if you add it up, it's 3.5 months of family vacation going to Hawaii, Tahiti, Morocco, all these places, Costa Rica, Eastern Europe. We'll show you a couple pictures.
We took 8 kids to Eastern Europe for, was it like 7 weeks, 6 weeks?
Yeah, 5 weeks.
It was awesome. It was so much fun.
That's where I proposed to Becky in Costa Rica.
Yeah, you couldn't do this with a W-2 job. For the record, I'm fully aware very few jobs have that much vacation time.
So, I'm just out of curiosity, who would like to travel? Where would you like to go? Where would be the top place that you would love to go if you could go anywhere in the world? Where would it be? Go ahead and type it in the chat.
My answer is
wherever
Nate's going, that's where I want to go.
I see Jamaica, nice. Bora Bora, New Zealand.
Oh, Bora Bora was awesome. That was one of my favorites.
Italy, UK, Iceland. Fantastic. So we recommend put this on your vision board so that you can start to really dream where you want to go and what you want to do. Um, but ultimately, to really get started on this, you've got to get educated. You got to invest in the 6 inches between your ears. That's your most valuable asset.
Our goal is to help turn ordinary people into extraordinary millionaires. And money is awesome, but this is not just about money, guys. There are so many powerful things you can do with money, so many things you can do to make a difference in the world, in your family, in your personal life, and in communities around you.
So we have a goal to help 100 people to become real estate millionaires. Say me in the chat if you would like to be one of those millionaires. We've helped already more than a dozen, probably 2 or 3 dozen now to become real estate millionaires. So
My goal is to
see a
help you get
lot of
there a lot
people
faster
saying,
than me. Let me tell you,
boom,
Nate and I, when we got married, we had pretty similar net worths. He had got there in about 7.5 years, and I had taken close to 19 years to get there. I recommend you take the fast track. It's it's much better. It's much less painful.
Yep. So what we offer to help you guys get there is 23 educational modules taught by me and Becky, a vault of 23 classes. We're going to teach you how to do deals with other people's money, how to find credit partners. In addition to doing home subject to, you can buy homes with a credit partner, someone who gets a loan in their name and buys a property in with their credit. So there's so many creative ways to do this. We have a class on house hacking. That's one
That's
of
my
Becky's
specialty.
specialty, right? Tell them a little bit about house hacking there.
House hacking is this really cool strategy where you buy the house and you live in it for a year and 1 day because the mortgage contract says you have to agree to live in it for more than a year. That's all it says. So a year and 1 day is completely legitimate. You have every legal right at that point to move out and rent it out to somebody else if you want. Or you can buy a house and rent out half the house to somebody else, turn it into a duplex or a fourplex like I did and put renters in 3 of the 4 units. And then after a year, you put renters in the unit you were just in. But you get owner occupied financing benefits, which are huge. It's about usually 1 to 1.5% lower interest rate than an investment mortgage loan. And you have a much lower down payment, as little as 3% down for FHA or 0% down for VA loans, depending on what you qualify for. Now, you can't do an unlimited number of FHA. You are limited to one of those FHAs with 3% down, but your next FHA or conventional, you can do as little as 5% down. And you can keep doing that over and over and over again, building your rental portfolio in one of the easiest and least expensive and lowest risk ways possible through house hacking because you have that lower interest rate. So yeah, we walked you through how to do that in some of those 23 classes to try to help you find ways to get started in real estate. There are so many avenues in real estate where you can make money. The goal is to help you get started first, and then we'll keep educating you on other options you have as we are going. Commercial, I love commercial real estate. My goal is to teach you guys commercial real estate because I may tell you a little hint, a little secret.
Right.
Residential real estate is awesome. Commercial real estate takes that on steroids to a whole new level. You can buy houses for less money up per unit. You can make way more money on the property on the commercial side. And the reason why is when you go to buy a house and try to flip it, you're competing with hundreds, if not thousands of other people, right? On a commercial space, you usually have to put anywhere from $5 to $30 million as a down payment on the house. Are you competing with all those same people? The answer is no, because they don't have that much money to put in the down payment. You have less competition and more value because of the economies of scale. So I'm going to teach everyone how to learn how to evaluate commercial real estate projects. It is something I just absolutely love to do.
That's right. So we're going to show you all these things in these modules, and it gets even better. We have even more great options for you to really take your investing to the next level. A lot of people in this group are part of the Renatus community.
Which we love, by the way. Big fans.
Yes, we love Renatus, and that's how I learned my education.
That's not the guru one. That's the one that actually had the support and the education necessary to do it right.
Yes, that's what helped get me to that $109,000 profit. So one of the things that we're going to offer, and by the way, a lot of you who are already in Renatus are already part of our team. You're grandfathered into what we're talking about tonight. So you're going to get 13 Renatus real estate classes. This includes over 60 hours of education covering topics such as tax strategies. That's one of my favorite. Like
Oh,
Becky said, I mean,
huge. That one class changed my whole mindset. It helped me to realize I wasn't as smart as I thought I was.
yeah, the tax classes are fantastic. So also helps you figure out how to have legal and asset protection, how to create LLCs and S corps, how to use retirement accounts to do your real estate investing.
Yeah, self-directed IRAs, 401ks, all of those can be used to invest in real estate. How cool is that?
And there's a class on how to do this kind of subject to creative real estate financing. So there's
And real estate red flags. Who doesn't want to know about what kind of red flags you should watch out for before you buy a property? Huge. So yeah, you'll get access to those 13 classes through Renatus for life. You'll get access to our 23 modules for life.
And then you guys are going to get access to twice per week workshops. So on Tuesdays, we call it Residential Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, there's a workshop that's broadcast on our Facebook page, Real Estate to Freedom. So we'll give you the heads up of what the topic is that night, and we'll talk about how to find, fund, and manage your real estate. We're going to answer all those questions that you have. And then on Thursdays, those of you who are interested in commercial real estate, you'll have a chance to do like
Yeah,
Becky. Yeah,
I love commercial real estate.
Becky loves commercial real estate. So do I, actually. It's been
I've converted him.
yeah. I went on a bus tour yesterday with 5 different. We toured like about 1,500 units, and it was amazing. What you can do in commercial real estate is phenomenal, and Becky is a champion when it comes to like learning how to analyze the deals, and we have all kinds of interviews we're doing with people, so you can learn every Thursday. We're going to give you so much value in how to do commercial real estate.
So yeah, our Thursday workshop is commercial, Tuesday is residential, and you can do both. You're not limited to one or the other. You can do residential and commercial real estate. I tell people, go where the money flows. Don't limit yourself to one strategy. Learn how to do it all so that you can make money in every economy.
And probably the most value that people get from working with us is the live interactive workshops on the deal room. Not workshops. This
is the deal room.
This is sitting down, and twice a week we analyze your deals together.
This is where you bring your live deals to our group. We have usually anywhere from 10 to 30 people on at any given time. You bring your deals and we actually run through the numbers as a group. We give you live feedback and say, okay, these are the things I like about the deal. Here's the things you want to go back and keep asking questions on, or those could be some red flags. Here's the additional information you need to go back. You need to go to the title company and ask for XYZ report. You need to go get a historical financial statement on this particular property because I don't think this is accurate. Or here's the reports you should be pulling to verify these numbers. Because our goal is to teach you how to do it correctly. And one of the things we love is get educated and learn how to do it. But everybody runs into hurdles. I mean, how many of you guys are investors and you go to buy a property and you're like, oh crap, I'm not sure how to overcome this problem? Raise up hand. How many of you guys have ever seen that in real estate? It's real, right? And you need someone you can talk to and say, okay, how do I work through this specific hurdle? What's the next step? That's the point of the deal room, is direct information every week, twice a week, on how to overcome those hurdles so that you can take your real estate investing to the next level, and so that you don't have to learn how to do it the hard way by making financial mistakes along the way. That is our goal. A lot of the people come on every single week for years. Sometimes some of the people have been on our team for so long that we only see them a few times a year. They're succeeding in real estate, and so they just jump on when they run into an issue they have never seen before. Perfect. Do whatever works for you. We love it. I tell people, though, keep joining the deal room and listening to other people's deals, because you'll learn a lot from the other deals that people are doing. And it helps us all keep our finger on the pulse of the market, because like Nate mentioned, how many clients do we have all over the US? Like
over 500.
Over 500. So we hear about deals all over the US, what's working, what's not working, what hurdles people are running into. And a lot of times what's happening in one particular area will kind of spread. So if you're seeing a real estate market kind of crash in one city, one state, it's good to know about that before it hits your area, because remember with the 2008 recession, most of you were old enough to remember that. Do you remember where it started? Most of us noticed it first in California and Arizona and Florida. And then within a few months, it hit everywhere else. Well, wouldn't that be nice to know that a few months in advance before it hits your market? That's one of the great benefits of the deal room. We keep our finger on the pulse of the market of the whole US as a team.
That's right. So powerful, guys. That's where so much happens. So, what other companies would charge for this? 36 in-depth real estate classes. That's over $20,000 value. All this live classes with Q&A, at least a $5,000 value, and then unlimited small group coaching in the deal room. God, that's
twice a week for life.
For life. Other companies would charge at least $20,000 for that. So really, guys, your total value on this is over $45,000. But
go back one. There we go.
Those of you who want to really jump in today, we've got, and actually we're going to give you a chance to test this out for a week. We've got a special test drive offer, so you don't have to make a decision right away. Obviously, if you're already in Renatus or already part of our team, you're grandfathered into all this, but all the rest of you on here, you get access to these 23 educational modules, ongoing access to the Renatus classes, one-on-one coaching sessions, unlimited deal room sessions, and you can actually even get referral bonuses if you refer anyone to us. The price is typically, outside of our workshops, is $12,000. But again, if you decide to move forward with us in the next week, you get it for just $9,997.
And that's the unlimited deal room for life, guys. So want to make sure you're aware all of this is for life. I'm not a fan of telling people you can only have access for 6 months or 12 months, because the reality is, with real estate, as you get into real estate, if you're really succeeding in it, you should not be a one-trick pony. You should do something that works a few times and then expand and try something new, so that as the economy changes, you can change too. What worked really, really well 5 years ago isn't working so well today, because interest rates are different than they were 5 years ago. And what worked really, really well 20 years ago when I got into real estate doesn't work as well now. So the economy's changed, and you need to be able to adapt with it so that you can continue to make money in real estate, and so you can keep your finger on the pulse of where the best real estate deals are being had and how to get in on them. What you want to be doing to jump in on those deals while they're there, because most deals are only there for a few months. When the rest of the country figures out where those deals are, they usually jump in pretty fast, and those deals are gone pretty fast, right? That's kind of how real estate works.
Exactly. And guys, those of you who join with us in the next week, we're going to give you some pretty awesome bonuses. So for one, you're going to get exclusive access to profitable vetted deals. You get the first look. A lot of people on this call actually have invested in some of these deals that you're looking at right now. I mean, we've got these cool development projects. We've got all these big multifamily deals that are just it's gonna slay. I mean, the numbers, $11 million discount. I mean, so you guys get, I mean, we spend so much of our time every day looking for these. I just got back from a week in Texas where I was going to all these workshops, networking with some of the top deal operators in the country and saying, hey, please send us your deals. I want to look at your deals. That's how I found this deal in San Antonio, right? Was by going to workshops of people who were finding these deals. And now we're bringing them to you, our members, to get the first right of refusal to be the investors on these deals.
Our deal room clients get first dibs. If there's any space left over, we'll let friends or family join, but we always open it first to our deal room clients. And like Nate mentioned, he's been going all over the country for like the last 12 months trying to find deals. I will honestly admit I threw out almost everything he sent to me. Yeah. Because there are a lot of deals out there that people don't really know how to evaluate a good deal from a bad deal, and they want us to capital raise on them. And looking at the project, it's more of a gamble than it is a real estate investment. If interest rates happen to go down enough, you might make money on these projects. That's not investing, that's gambling, and I do not touch that stuff. We're looking for the cream of the crop deals that we can vet out really, really well. We don't have time to go through it on here, but I would love to teach you guys on the deal room. When I analyze a commercial deal, I spend days going through the numbers, verifying everything, verifying with the city, the economic advisors of the city, going through all the reports, going through the financials, going through comparables, working with brokers and appraisers in the area to double check and triple check every number that they provide to us. It's a lot of work. But man, once you've vetted all of that and you know it's a good deal, there is something so empowering about investing on an amazing deal.
Absolutely. You can tell she's a little bit
I'm really
excited
passionate
about
about
this.
it.
So we're also going to give you scripts and formulas that we have to help you just knock this out of the park. We want, especially like, for example, if you go in to negotiate one of these seller financing deals that we talked about, we want you to be able to know exactly what to say to the seller to close that deal, to negotiate it, and to make sure you get all the information that you need to do this. We've also got some calculators to help you know how much you can spend, right? What's the maximum allowable offer that you can pay for a fix and flip, for example, and still make at least a 10% profit. We have these calculators to show you how to do it, and video training on how to utilize these tools.
And you can bring them to the deal room. We'll go through them with you as well to double check your numbers.
Exactly. The deal room's massive. And then, guys, we just decided to throw this in too.
I
So
might regret this, but that's okay. It's totally worth it. We're
Becky
offering
gets so
one-to-one coaching.
excited talking about real estate that we're like, hey, let's go ahead and give people a chance to talk to Becky one-on-one about your deal, or about, I mean, ideally bring it to the deal room for an intensive deal, but if you want to talk about your individual situation, if you want to talk through strategies for you personally, you get a chance to book some calls with Becky to really talk things through.
This is ideal for things you wouldn't want to discuss on the deal room, like your personal financial situation, your retirement plans, where your finances are at. So we can kind of help you set up goals to get to where you want to be. And then we can evaluate deals on the deal room. That's kind of what that one's designed for, is to help people set goals and know where they can realistically get to.
And guys, here's the cool thing is that we are going to here's a kind of a fourth bonus. We're doing a 90-day Freedom's First Deal challenge, okay? So during this Freedom's First Deal, you're going to get emails every Monday and Wednesday. They're going to give you guidance. So we wrote a best-selling book called Active Life, Passive Income. So you're going to get a free copy of our book, and we're going to give you guidance and direction of how to connect with sellers, how to negotiate those deals, all the steps. And we chose the most important things first, because who would love to get a deal in the next 90 days? Say 90 days in the chat if you're like, dang, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of this 90-day challenge and get a deal in the next 90 days. That's the kind of guidance we're going to give you. So we're going to give regular emails to give you focus on this week. This is the next step. And then on the deal room, we'll coach you and we'll help gear you up for that week's challenge.
Oh, there was a chat here, a message here. I just wanted to hurry and go back and read it because they went through so fast, but I got the first little bit and I loved it. Deborah Beckman says, Nate and Becky are the real deal. We were so worried about our future. They have taught us, helped us, and given us so much education-wise. We now have hope. Oh, Deborah, you make my heart happy. Thank you. We love you guys.
Yeah, so we're gonna do this 90-day challenge, and here's what we're gonna do. So we want we want you to really know exactly what you're getting. So those of you who are like, yeah, and by the way, if you're already, part of Renatus or already on our team, you don't need to book this call. This is for the people who you're already getting this. You can get all the emails. If you're one of our investors, you can get access to the 90-day challenge. Here's what we're going to do for everyone else. So we want you to be able to experience this, to be on the deal room, to feel the enthusiasm. So we're going to give you a chance to have access to all these classes that we talked about. Right? I mean, that's a pretty good offer.
Pretty awesome.
For 1 week, guys, you'll have a chance to be on the deal room. To be on the deal room with me and Becky on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can listen to the 13. You obviously won't have a chance to listen to the entire class. I mean, they're about 6 hours each. And we have 23 modules, a lot of education to get through. But what we like to do is really give people a chance to get a feel for what kind of value you're getting through working with real estate to freedom. And so what you'll do is I'm just gonna put in the chat, go ahead and book a call with Becky so she can get you set up on this 7-day test drive. Ideally, try and snag a time tomorrow if possible or Thursday, and let's get you set up for success. We'll get you access to the classes that we talked about. We'll get you access to the deal room sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays. A lot of the people on this call are part of the group. They're part of the deal room. And as you saw, they really vouch for the value they're getting, right? So um, go ahead and click on the link and find a time to book with Becky. And because you don't need to make a decision on the $10,000 tuition right now, we want you to really experience it for a week and make sure that it's a good fit for you. Because if you're watching these classes and you're yawning and nodding off, I mean that's not a good sign.
Probably not the best field for you. Pick something that excites you.
Yeah, you
Because
probably
that's
won't
where
have
you're going to be successful.
you probably won't have quite as much excitement as Becky because she's kind of unparalleled in her excitement of real estate. But we want to give you a chance to see, oh man, this is really exciting. This is really cool. And then you can see how we're helping people on the deal room. And then what we'll do is we'll book another call at the end of your 7 days. And then you can let us know, hey, this is a good fit. Let's go ahead and do this, and then we'll get started. So that's kind of how we like to do it. We like to give you a chance to really give it a close look and experience everything that you're gonna get by being a part of this.
And then you can be in our deal room and we'll see you regularly. And I'm gonna tell him. I haven't even asked Nate permission. So Nate's working on hosting a live workshop in Texas next spring, where you can come tour the projects with us that we've invested in there and learn from us in person. How many days is it so far?
It's gonna be a 2-day conference.
2-day conference. So yeah, super, super excited for that one. Our goal on that is not to make money, it's just to break even. But there is something really powerful about being in person together with each other and spending time together and learning real estate, talking about what's going on. So we don't know the exact price yet because we're trying to find the most cost-effective way to do it. And
it'll be about $300 is all. So that's just to pay our core expenses. But ultimately, guys, I was just there yesterday looking at all the hotels in the area, trying to find the best place. We're gonna go on the Riverwalk in San Antonio. We're gonna look at a bus tour of these projects that we're going to. So we'll give you all the details here.
Yes, Eric, you can finally get to meet us in person.
That's right, Eric. We're planning on it, man. Eric, we've been friends for years, but we've never had a chance to meet in person. So just to review, guys, of all the bonuses that you're gonna get for this week, we call it bonus week. You're gonna get again exclusive access to profitable vetted deals to partner on, scripts and formulas, one-on-one coaching. Guys, the total value
on top of the education, on top of the deal room, on top of the workshops. We also have a podcast, by the way, which will get you access to that as well. But we have a podcast as well. Yep. So many ways to learn.
And then, if you do it this week, within the week of your 7-day test drive, you'll get the promotional deal of just $9,997. So you have a choice. Your first choice is to do nothing,
which is up to you, but then you're stuck in the 9-to-5 job chained to that desk and trading your time for dollars. But that's up to you. If that's what you want, then more power to you. That's option one.
And, again, you can never break free from the grip of the system, right? Mm-hmm. Second option is to try to do it on your own.
That's what I did. And it kind of worked. I just spent a lot of money and mistakes along the way, but I sure learned a lot from those expensive mistakes. That's option two.
But this is the most dangerous path, guys.
I don't recommend
Honestly,
it.
you could maybe find someone to help you find a way to structure complex deals correctly without guidance. Maybe you can figure out how to set up entities for your properties that protect you from lawsuits. Maybe you could figure out what to say to sellers to get them to give you a massive discount. I doubt it, but maybe you could figure out how to find all the money you need to buy deals on your own. Maybe you could figure out all the pitfalls of how to analyze numbers so that you don't lose 40,000 on a deal. There again, this option is the most risky, right? It's the
Most
most
risky for
risky.
you and your marriage.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
a lot of people are like, man,
and
that
your
really
retirement for that matter.
added stress to our marriage when you make a mistake that's that costly. So we don't want you to do that. So again, choice number 3 is financial freedom with real estate to freedom, which is us. Again, no guesswork, no costly mistakes. You got a team of professionals here to help you implement and succeed at a high level. We've been doing this for over 10 years now. Over 500 hardworking Americans have been helped. And we'll show you some of their testimonials at the end. We'd love to have you see it. Guys, this is the safest, quickest, and smartest way to get your first big real estate payday and move through the 5 levels of freedom. We want you to move into this with us, and we'll take you on humanitarian trips. We're going in November, right? We'd love to have you
We're going
come
to
in November
Cambodia.
to Cambodia to help build schools and wells, right? We'd love to have you come with us or come with us next year. I know it's short notice to come in the
Yeah.
beginning of November.
Next month. Yeah, I guess we're in October. It's next month. I want to hurry and read Eric Hayes's comment here. He says, in real estate, you can easily lose more than this in one bad deal. You really can't afford to not. Oh, scroll down. You just missed it. Wait. You really cannot afford to not get this training. I did.
Yes.
Thank you for the testimonial.
And,
we didn't ask for that, but we are so grateful for it. Thanks.
and Eric got a seller finance deal. I'll have to have him tell about it. It was a good one. So Kevin and Joyce Booth said within a week of joining with Nate, we got into a seller finance deal, and 15 days later we made 23,000. He was also helpful in getting us going on our first flip. We're so grateful for this experience, and it was worth every penny.
Nick Kazakov said, shortly after joining Nate, we partnered on a motorhome that cash flowed as much as $6,000 in a month. I now have a fleet of 5 of them. I'm doing several fix and flips, have replaced my income and quit my job. His program was a life changer. Nate, how old was Nick?
Yeah, Nick was just 30.
Yeah, not very old. Plenty of time left. He's done a great job.
George says, I didn't think I'd have the time for real estate. I'm sure a lot of you feel that way. Since I had a full-time job, serve as a pastor in my church, but through Nate's program, I acquired 11 properties and did 3 flips in 6 months and have now quit my job. I'm now so glad that I took the plunge.
Garrett Reed said, I started working with Nate 3 years ago and it absolutely launched my real estate career. I just completed my 45th transaction. It's been such a rewarding experience and I can't thank Nate enough for introducing me to it.
Go Garrett. And then Alan says, I've been a realtor for several years, but Nate's team taught me how to see deals differently. I have now done over 40 flips and made over $1 million last year. And I'll say an update on Alan. He now makes sometimes $1 million on one transaction. This guy is killing it. And he
is totally killing
he and I have gone to Dubai together, to this African safari, Jordan. I mean, to Brazil. We've traveled the world together because, again, you have time freedom when you get into real estate investing.
Edmund Fontana, he's a part owner in Replacer University. Most of you guys are familiar with Replacer University. Edmund joined Nate's team. He said, thanks to Nate's mentorship, I quit my assistant principal job, bought my dream house, traveled the world with my family, and recently achieved millionaire status. That's Edmund Fontana, and he's a big, big fan. He's part of our Replacer employer team as well.
TJ Walsh says, joining Nate and Edmund's team completely leveled up my game. I left my 9-to-5 just 8 months after hopping in. Now I enjoy life on my terms. I have over 120 rental doors. Guys, this guy went gangbusters.
Oh, he was so impressive.
real estate has totally changed our lives.
So I just want to talk about fear because I know for most people, the fear is what gets you. The fear of change, the what ifs, and the fear of, well, my W-2 job is safe and secure. I know I'm going to have that money next week. One thing I want to point out is real estate investing realistically is a lot less risky than a 9 to 5 job, a W-2 job. And the reason why is your 9 to 5 job, even if you're doing a great job, your employer could fire you tomorrow. If they're not making the profits they need, if the company needs to downsize, if they don't get the contracts they're expecting, you're completely beholden on the company to be run well for you to get a paycheck. And a lot of people here have experienced that. With real estate investing, it puts the power in your hands. And so you have the ability to determine your future. And it's really, really powerful. Everything you need and want is on the other side of fear. Learning to feel the fear and do it anyway is a powerful, powerful way to get yourself to that success that you are craving.
I love it. So
Suzanne's asking if we can hear from Eric. Nate's gonna see if he can unmute him.
I tried. Eric, if do you want to, you're being requested, man. Do you want to? Yeah, here we go.
Woo!
Let's
Well, kind of,
Eric's getting that seller finance deal and other
yeah.
anything else you want to share, man.
Well, just like you were saying, I came across a deal of, well, it was back at the very beginning of the pandemic. Just a little bit of background about me. I had owned medical facilities, and I had a physician that worked for me. I've since sold that and spending dedicating all my time to real estate, by the way. Even the medical field
Woo!
is
Yeah.
not what real estate can do for you. But I had a physician working for me, and he had told me months in advance that he was going to be moving. We're in Pennsylvania. He was going to be moving from Pennsylvania to Oregon, and he uh, was literally in the process. He was planning on moving the end of March of 2020, and he had his house here in Pennsylvania sold, but they hadn't closed on the deal yet. And he had purchased a beautiful mountain mansion in Oregon, and they was waiting to move there to sign the paperwork to close that deal. Well, as everybody knows, the world shut down in the middle of March that year, and uh, if you everybody remembers, the stock market crashed and couldn't go anywhere, couldn't, 15 days to flatten the curve. We couldn't we couldn't go to attorneys or real estate agents. Everything was closed down. So this physician that worked for me was just devastated because if he couldn't sell his house here, he was not going to qualify for his dream house in Oregon, not going to be able to move across the country like he wanted to. And we ended up sitting down after work one day and just chatting. And he said, "You dabble and do some things with real estate. What can you do for me?" And I said, Absolutely nothing." I said, "The banks are closed. The mortgage companies are closed. Nobody can do anything. There's nothing we can do." And he said, "I need you to figure it out." And lo and behold, talking to Nate and putting some other, past history together, I proposed to him a subject to purchase of his house. And at first he was like, "Wait a minute, how's this work?" And I said, "Basically, you keep the mortgage, I pay for it. We'll get it, we'll take care of all the paperwork." Because I did have an attorney friend that was willing to meet us in the parking lot because we weren't allowed in his office because he could become disbarred. But we did the paperwork on the hood of my car with the attorney, myself, and the
Wow,
physician.
way to be creative.
Well, we had to. That was our really, where there's a will. So we did the paperwork within 10 days. Uh, Dr. Josh was in his car and traveling across the country where he was able to buy his dream house and restart his life in the state of Oregon. And I was paying his mortgage and fixing up this beautiful house that he had here, and just doing a couple tweak things to get the most out of it. So basically, I learned along the way, but it was a fantastic opportunity to help him out, to help me out, to help out the sellers of the house in Oregon, and wherever they were going, this transaction had legs, and who knows how many people it ended up helping out. But he was eternally grateful to just be able to get his dream together. And me, I got the education, but I also made money on the deal. So maybe 3 months of a little bit of cleanup and some work, and it was a quick $40,000 that I made on the property. And
Woo.
yeah, it was just a quick, easy thing, but it was something. It was like this. If it can be done with a doctor, the key is to find somebody that has a desire, that needs out of their property, and has a low interest rate on their mortgage is icing on the cake. But him having that mortgage already in place was the only reason we were able to do this, because I wasn't going to be able to go get a mortgage during the shutdowns. I wasn't going to be able to go find a real estate agent and pest inspections and building inspectors. It wasn't going to happen. So we basically just went in, looked around, loved the house. It was a great place, and found the attorney that could help us in that situation. And the rest is history. And it was a fantastic opportunity for everybody. And I'm really glad that I did it, because now we're just keeping our eye open for more and more of those.
I love it. And I remember, Eric, we were talking on the deal room on a weekly basis, guiding you through the next step, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
boom, boom, boom. You just need that guidance, especially in your first couple. And you did a great job. I'm glad you were able to pull out the 40 grand in profit and get started on many more deals
And make a win-win for both you and your friend who was the doctor.
That was the best part. We all won. Yeah.
Real estate investors are professional problem solvers, guys. Learn how to solve problems. That's how you make money.
Exactly. Thanks so much for sharing, Eric. So, guys, in closing, would love to have you give it a shot. There's no obligation. Just sign up on the link that I put in the chat to connect with Beckie. She'll get you set up on a test drive. You can try this out for a week, and then we'll talk to you at the end, and we'll be like, hey, was it a fit or not? If not, we shake hands and part as friends. But we have so many resources out there, truly. I don't know of any other education company out there that offers as much as we do to help our people to really succeed at a high level. We're going to end here. If anyone wants to stick on, you can hear some of the things that the people we've coached are saying about working with us, and would love to have you book a call and get started on your 1 week test drive. All right, so let's get. Oh, I forgot to. Sorry, I'm gonna.
Needs to push share screen. There you go. I don't think you're sharing screen. It's still not green there.
If you have a dream, of being able to become self-sufficient, financially independent, that desire to have financial independence is a powerful dream. And you should pursue it. You should follow that dream. And I have never met two guys that are more heartfelt and care about you specifically as a person, and they're going to be in it with you. So look to them. Look to them, because they're going to be able to be there for you and help you accomplish your dreams.
Probably the most helpful piece that Nate and Edmund have provided any new person to real estate is a community. They do not set you up with something and cut you loose. They have created an environment where they are available. If you have questions, you have concerns, you have deals you want evaluated, you need help, they will wade through things that are complicated. They will help demystify things that are confusing. And they do that in such a way that you're part of a community. You're able to rub elbows with people and collaborate in ways that I think is actually pretty special.
When I ever thought about real estate, I always thought about real estate moguls buying buildings and buying multiple houses, and I just never thought that would be me. So it was something I was really not ever really interested in. But when the first opportunity came up, I had these people where I could reach out to ask questions, and really helped me become more comfortable with the art of the deal.
So I'm working on a fix and flip right now. It's currently under contract. Will be sold. Our closing date is June 1st. It was fun. Learned a ton of different systems and how to do a flip better in the future. This one was good. It was a good base hit learning experience for me. And it's also, great. A good experience raising capital, doing the managing the flip, and excited for the payout on the end, of course.
I've realized that so many people have done it, and I kind of hearing Nate and Edmund at the beginning and some of their failures, but also how they got started, how they built it, gave me the confidence where I was like, man, no, I want to be a real estate investor, and I kind of had to convince my wife over again, because of the bad experience we had when we were doing everything on our own. Hearing their stories, seeing the support behind them, the multiple people that are in the group, really just gave me confidence that, it's not going to come overnight, but if I work hard and if I learn and continue to educate myself, that, this can change my life.
This is so important for everyone to see what a house actually looks like, what the numbers were on the bus. We were going through how to calculate the offer that you can make. And now we're actually seeing it. We're going to talk through what exactly Christian's doing to fix things up and how he's going to make, around a good $200,000 profit on this house. So pretty awesome.
One partner, and he funded everything. And then he's splitting it, because what he wanted was, he wanted to find a property near downtown that could be a good short-term rental option.
And that's what I love about real estate. If you have the knowledge and know different strategies, right? Which we're going to give you all the different strategies. You can have an intention to do a short term and then pivot to a flip and still make, $167,000. Let's give Christian a huge round of applause for it. Profitable pivot.
That equals out to be about $100,000 on a ARV or after repair value of 2.5 million. We did that price because that is the appraisal of the lender, and we snatch lenders' appraisals by usually over $200,000. So we ran our numbers off of a very conservative amount, and that would give us a profit of around $350,000 net profit. Not a bad couple months.
The bus tour was amazing. It really got us into properties, talking to other investors, asking questions, getting those questions answered. And it just demystified a lot of the things that as a new investor, you have a lot of questions about, and there's a lot of fear around, and it just was so awesome. I had a really great time.
The best part about this experience this weekend was we were energized by fellow believers. We heard stories of people who've done their flips. And for those who are on the fence and haven't done it yet, it certainly gave us motivation to do it. It proved that with a little bit of effort and a lot of knowledge, which you get with this program, you can be successful.
If you're serious about trying to become financially free, like this would be a good place to learn more. This would be a good first step to take to learn how to do it and to establish a network of people to surround yourself with to accomplish your goals.
If you're on the fence about getting into real estate investment or investing full time, this could be the event that is pivotal to your life-changing experience.
This event has been absolutely amazing. The amount of collaboration we've been able to have, the discussions, side conversations, the laughs. This event was a game changer. If you're on the fence about getting involved in real estate, you're on the fence about getting involved in education, come check it out. This trip has been so much fun, from the community, being able to enjoy company, just being around some awesome human beings. If you're serious about getting involved in real estate, you have to start taking action, and there is no better way than hanging out with some awesome people.
Overall, the value was really great, especially as a first event.
We came in not being complete rookies and yet with so much to learn. So we got time individually to really focus in on our next steps and not just have general sessions, generics where people are just hearing information. We got to hone in and really take a great step for us in our next journey. That was the biggest thing for us. It's like anything in life, when you're thinking about doing something new, it's scary at first, especially when we've been programmed for so many years to think about money and houses and everything in just one format. The biggest opportunity you got is to learn something new. It may work for you, it may not, and yet if you never learn it, you never know. So if there's even a hint of curiosity, I would show up and see if it would serve you and your family and your goals long term. I know it is for me, and I know it is for a lot of people in the room. So at least find out, journey into that unknown and see what happens.
I've been to a few other events that are similar, that are real estate investor friendly and geared towards real estate investors. And this whole vibe being here today has been very, very different. Mostly with respect to the access to the instructors. Typically you go to one of these things, they get you hyped up and they want to sell you a whole bunch of stuff that you go home, you don't understand, you have no follow through and no backup. I felt that this was very, very different on every single level. And I couldn't be more happy. Just like everybody says around here, it's not magic, it's just math. Trust the numbers. That's going to get you over your fears. The numbers are going to tell you what's going to happen next. They're going to tell you how you're going to be in the future. So run the numbers. That's what this is about. Just learning how to run those numbers. Those numbers are going to put your nerves at ease. Step off, get into real estate investing. Start with your own home. If you don't have a replacement mortgage, get that going first. Get that line of credit available to you, and reach out to the great team that's available to you here.
This is my first event that I've been to like this. I'm a new real estate investor, and I have to say I was really impressed with how organized it was. And they did such a great job at making things just plain and feel like you could do it, like that anyone can do this. So that was so empowering. The bus tour was amazing. It really got us into properties, talking to other investors, asking questions, getting those questions answered. And it just demystified a lot of the things that as a new investor, you have a lot of questions about. And there's a lot of fear around, and it just was so awesome. I had a really great time. I would definitely recommend this event to other people. So excited to be moving forward with them, and can't recommend it enough.
Wow, this has been a stupendous weekend. I mean, really, there was just so much value coming from it from every which direction. I've been working with Nate now for a couple of years. And, you feel like you're getting to know a little bit, but you come to an event like this and you just see so many new opportunities coming from different directions. I mean, it's just so much to learn. And it's so exciting to be around other people who are making it happen and just give that around as well. So it would be something that I would not want to miss out again. They provided so much value to us. Do not miss coming to an event like this again. If they're willing to put it out for you, don't miss it.
This experience was awesome. I feel like I can slay my dragons. The best takeaway was being able to shrink your dragons. Going on site, looking at properties with professionals that are doing great and learning their insights helped me realize like I can do this, I can do this at a bigger scale, and it's not that bad, like they can do it, I can. And if someone were sitting on the fence, I would say, like, this is amazing. There's not that many opportunities that you'll have to be around the people that are this kind of high caliber, like Nate, Edwin, Michael Lush, and then everyone that's here. Everyone that's here has a similar mindset. They want to go kill it, real estate, personal life. So definitely come. It's so worth it.
Well, first of all, to Michael and Nate and Edmund, thank you so much. And if you're seeing this, we appreciate so much what you guys are doing for us through Replace Your Employer. And so someone who's sitting on the fence, this event was about overcoming your fear. But there's, you don't have to do it all at one time. There's small bites that you can take and to slay those dragons as we've been talking about all weekend. So if you're on the fence about coming to an event, I would highly recommend it. If you're on the fence about getting into real estate investment or investing full time, this could be the event that is pivotal to your life-changing experience.
Hi, so I have enjoyed these last 2 days. It's an amazing experience. I actually didn't know what to expect. My husband's actually the one that says we're going to this event to be around real estate investors like ourselves. And I, just learned from Nate and Edmund, and I was blown away by the content of the information that they gave us, the care that they took to do just everything. I mean, they planned everything. The workbook was amazing. The speakers were great. Going on the bus was really fun. And the best part for me was meeting amazing people from all over the country that are doing this, that are new at it and wanted to get the information and just listening and learning from everyone. So I really encourage, if you're thinking about coming to an event like this, to do it, because you never know what opportunities are out there. You never know who you're gonna be networking with. You never know who you're sitting next to that could be your next business partner in your next deal. So do it.
This event has been absolutely amazing. The amount of collaboration we've been able to have, the discussions, side conversations, the laughs. This event was a game changer. If you're on the fence about getting involved in real estate, you're on the fence about getting involved in education, come check it out. This trip has been so much fun, from the community, being able to enjoy company, just being around some awesome human beings. If you're serious about getting involved in real estate, you have to start taking action, and there is no better way than hanging out with some awesome people.